Welcome back to Hannity. Tonight we continue our week-long Hannity investigation into disturbing reports that dozens of veterans died while waiting for treatment at a Phoenix Veterans Affairs hospital. And here is Ainsley Earhart's next installment from her emotional trip this weekend to Arizona.
Dan Darling, a decorated Vietnam War veteran, never hesitated to answer the call to serve his country. But after a recent accident, he called on the Phoenix VA hospital to help him, and his wife says they didn't return the favor.
When he fell December 7th of last year and he broke his back, it's taken months to get the VA to do anything. They would not set an appointment for a doctor with him. He was scheduled for x-rays, for MRIs, for bone scans, for nerve conduction studies. Finally, after months of waiting, we were referred to a neurosurgeon. He needed a procedure where they inject surgical cement into the back to fuse the bones, and the doctor told him if it was done within 6 months, it was tremendously successful. It is now April 26th. It hasn't happened.
Is he going to be able to have this procedure? He has 1 more month left.
We don't know.
When you call, what's the reaction?
I have let the phone ring at the VA up to an hour and finally in disgust hung up because they don't answer.
This is the 11th hour.
It's very scary. It is. For a man that's 65 years old, this is very, very discouraging.
And now they're not responding to your emails. Your emails aren't going through, is that right? They've shut it off?
They've shut it off, yes. Yes, we can't even email them. So the only way we can contact them is to physically go to Phoenix and go to the VA.
Dan's good friend, Marvin Bladel, is also a veteran and knows all too well what Dan is going through.
I don't want the VA to know any more about my health than they have to.
Really? You don't trust the VA?
I don't trust them. It took me 11 and a half months to get a pair of hearing aids.
Your husband has 6 beautiful grandchildren.
Yes.
And if they're not treating him, he might not be around to go to their weddings and to be there for graduations.
Exactly. This is a man who has loved life. He has been involved in skydiving, he's been involved in scuba diving, he loves to travel. I have to go places and do things without the love of my life because he's in so much pain.
Why the emotion?
Well, I feel sorry for Dan.
What goes through your mind?
I don't know why he does it. I don't know why he does it. I'm sorry.
Why the tears? What's going on? It's a sad story.
Half the crew that I went to Vietnam with have now passed from cancer. And I lost a kidney to cancer.
Do you feel like some of your friends who have died might still be alive if it weren't for the negligence of the VA?
It's very possible. It's hard to talk about my experiences. And I feel that it has to be told and somebody should do something about it.
Do you believe there is a secret list?
I absolutely do.
Why?
Just based upon what we've had to go through with the VA, the constant waiting, yes, I believe it. I believe it. There's a big cover up there. They're not doing their job.
What's your message for the VA?
Shape up. Take care of our American heroes. They deserve better. And I'm here today with Dan's blessing. He said, yes, do this, because maybe I go to the back of the list, but maybe somebody else gets the treatment they need that would be life-saving.
Very powerful. And back with us is Ainsley Earhart, the co-host of Fox and Friends First. All right, so Joe's husband, who we just heard from that woman, wouldn't go on camera. Why?
Because he's scared to death that they're not going to treat him now, that they're going to treat him differently if he goes to the VA, because he has essentially 1 more month left to get this life-saving procedure to fix his broken back. Have you ever broken a bone? It's extremely excruciating. He's been dealing with this.
How do they possibly justify no MRI, no immediate treatment?
No phone calls. Now they've turned off their emails. She has to physically drive down there to go see someone. And she's a strong personality. So she walks in the door and she demands some answers, but she's not even getting answers.
But and I would assume here that they can't afford to go elsewhere, else they probably would have by now.
They can't. They said that they would. So the other guy in the interview that you saw, his friend Marvin that was crying, Marvin retired military. So he has tried TRICARE. He can go to any hospital that he wants, pretty much. He says, I would never go to the VA. By the grace of God, I retired military, so I get TRICARE. But Joe's husband doesn't have that option because he wasn't in the service for 20 years, but they don't have the money to go elsewhere. He's at the mercy of the VA hospital in Phoenix.
We now learned a week ago, which is why you went over there, is that 40 people were on this other list, this hidden list. In other words, it's a cover-up.
A doctor retired and claims that there are 40 people plus that have died on that list. They say there's a long list of people that are waiting to get in the VA. Died
waiting for the care that they were promised when they went to serve their country.
They're trying to get the numbers. They want, federally, the numbers look better if you call to make an appointment and you're seen in 2 weeks. So instead of putting you in the computer, they put you on this list. When they see that they can see you in 2 weeks, that's when they put you in the computer, and that's when they call you and say, come in.
It seems to me that somebody needs to go to jail for this, and these families need to be taken care of, and somebody in Washington needs to step up now, not in a month, 2 months. This guy needs his operation.
These are lives. He has 6 beautiful grandchildren.
Unbelievable.
He might not be around to see them. He's only 65, too. He's very young, and he's been in pain with a broken back since December.
Unbelievable. All right, Ainsley, you're going to be back tomorrow?
I'll be back tomorrow.
With another emotional installment exposing how the VA is betraying our veterans. Here's who you're going to meet tomorrow night on the program.
You got to believe that, probably you'll be in a better place, but...
You had to make the decision to pull the plug and watch him go?
Yeah. And that's something nobody should ever go through.
Are you holding his hand?
Yes.
Talking to him?
And don't miss it tomorrow night when Ainsley returns to share that emotional story.